Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Products and Science call. I am Mariel Kokkonen, and I am a very proud Canavate brand ambassador. Today, we are having a wonderful topic. We're going to be talking about two of my favorite combinations in our product line, P3 and Muscadine. These two products form something that I like to call a power duo. And why is that? Because together they bring you the best of two worlds. Powerful broad spectrum cannabinoids like CBD and CBG, and an impressive dose of antioxidants, including some you may have never even heard of before, but are truly remarkable. Now, I am sure, just like me, you are also thinking, why would I need to use all this together? Isn't one product enough? And I think that's a great question. And it's exactly what we are going to be discussing today. We will take a look at the science behind oxidative stress, what it is, how it affects our body, and what happens when we don't address it. And then we will discuss the endocannabinoid system, inflammation, skin health, stress resilience, and how these two products work both internally and externally to bring the body back into balance. I will keep it simple and easy to follow. So there's no biology degree or chemistry degree required. And I will also be sharing some real life stories that might sound familiar to you, like the woman who was dealing with chronic stress and saw changes in her skin and energy after just a few weeks, or the man who swore by this duo to help him recover after years of poor sleep and burnout. So maybe we all grab a cup of tea and get comfortable, and then we take a journey into how nature gives us exactly what we need when we combine the right tools. Excuse me, let's put this here like this. There we go. Okay, so let's start by talking about something that affects every single one of us, even if we have never heard the term before, and that's oxidative stress. Now, I know that it sounds technical, but we are going to break it down simply. Oxidative stress is basically what happens when there's an imbalance in your body. On one side, you have free radicals. They are unstable molecules that damage your cells, kind of like little wrecking balls. On the other side, we have antioxidants, and they are the defense system in our body. They help neutralize those wrecking balls before they cause too much damage. When you have more wrecking balls than defenders, then you are suffering from oxidative stress. So where do these free radicals come from? Honestly, they're everywhere. One major source is pollution. In fact, a study published in the Lancet estimated that air pollution contributed over 6.5 million premature deaths worldwide in a single year. Then there's UV radiation. That's sunlight. It's fantastic for vitamin D, but too much can trigger free radical formation and damage on our skin over time. And let's not forget stress. Chronic emotional stress has been shown to increase oxidative activity in the body, meaning our body produces more of these unstable molecules that we know as free radicals. Combine that with smoking, processed foods, alcohol, lack of sleep, and suddenly our body is absolutely overwhelmed. I had a customer, let's call her Anna. Anna was in her early 50s, and she was living a very high-paced city life, just like most of us do today. And she felt tired, her skin was dull, she had difficulties in understanding why she wasn't feeling herself. And then she had learned about oxidative stress and started supporting her body with the right nutrition and natural compounds like the cannabinoids and antioxidants. And according to her, the transformation was incredible. She felt like someone had turned the lights back on in her body. And That's why understanding oxidative stress is so important. It's not just a scientific term, it is a process that underlies how fast we age, how well we recover, and even how we feel every day. Now, if we take a look at this picture, it's an apple slowly going bad, as you can see. This is a very powerful image. What we are seeing here is oxidation in action. When we cut an apple and leave it out on the counter, it starts to brown and break down. That's because oxygen reacts with the apple's tissues. It produces free radicals that damage the cells. Without any protection, like lemon juice, which contains antioxidants, the decay sets in quickly. And here's the thing that most of us don't realize. The exact same thing is happening inside our bodies when we're exposed to too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants. Our skin starts to show sign of aging, wrinkles, sagging, uneven tone. Internally, organs like the liver, heart, and brain can become inflamed or weakened over time. Even our DNA, the blueprint of who we are, can be damaged, which can lead to mutations and increase the risk of serious conditions like cancer, for example. Let me give you a few examples again. One that is interesting to all of us is premature aging. If you ever seen someone who has spent a lot of time in the sun without protection, you will notice how their skin often looks weathered or leathery. That's oxidative stress from UV radiation at work. Or the brain. Research has linked oxidative stress to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It's like that slow browning process in the apple, just happening over a long span of years in the brain's delicate tissue. And for any one of us dealing with chronic inflammation, which is virtually everybody today, that results to joint pain, fatigue, autoimmune conditions, oxidative stress is often playing a big role in the background, quietly wearing things down. So I had this aging customer, still have one actually. They said to me, I feel like my body is rusting from the inside out. And I know this sounds very dramatic, but actually, that's a pretty accurate description of oxidative damage. The good news is, once we understand this process, we can start doing something about it. And that's where our powerful natural allies, like cannabinoids and antioxidants, come into the picture. This is a scale. And personally, I love this image because it perfectly captures what a healthy body is constantly trying to do: maintain balance. On the left side, we have reactive oxygen species, which we know better as free radicals. Our natural defense is on the right side, and that's the antioxidants. When these two forces are in balance, like we see here, everything is working the way it should. And this is what we call homeostasis or inner balance. In this state, your body can handle the normal wear and tear of life. We go out in the sun, no problem. We have a stressful day, our system bounces back. We eat a little chocolate cake and our body knows what to do. But here's the key. This balance is not automatic. It is something your body has to work at every single day, and it relies heavily on our lifestyle choices to stay in that sweet spot. So, how do we support this balance? We can't avoid all sources of free radicals, mostly because the biggest source that we have is our own body. It is due to the fact that we have a little energy factory inside every cell. It's called mitochondria. And when we do exercise, for example, mitochondria is producing energy, and in that process, it is also producing free radicals. And so we can't avoid it. It's part of also living a good life. So what we have to do and what we can do is strengthen the antioxidant side of the scale. That's where our food, our supplements, and the endocannabinoid system come into play. I have a personal friend who is using cannabinoids every day, and she is a yoga teacher. She told me that when she started focusing on antioxidant rich foods and non-psychoactive cannabinoids, and especially when she added P3 to her routine, it wasn't just that her skin was improving, she felt her energy, her clarity, in even her resilience to stress shifted. And that is what happens when we help our body stay in balance. So the message here is quite simple. Balance is the goal. And when we keep the scale steady, we age better, we feel better, and we protect ourselves from the slow damage that builds up over time. So what if we don't have a balance? The scale tips the wrong way. Left side, we can still see the balanced situation that we just discussed. Free radicals and antioxidants in harmony, protecting your body and keeping things running smoothly. But on the right side, we see the problem. Here, the reactive oxygen species or free radicals are outweighing the antioxidants. The defense system is overwhelmed. And this is what we call oxidative stress. Imagine your body trying to put out little fires all day long, and suddenly there's too many of them, too fast, and not enough firefighters. Oxidative stress leads to damage in our tissue, our skin, our joints, even our brain. And this imbalance is something we really want to avoid. And the good news is we can do something about it. And for that, we have two main options. We can reduce our exposure to free radicals. That means minimizing pollution where we can, like filtering indoor air, cutting back on smoking or alcohol, reducing processed foods, and managing emotional stress, and making sure that we don't overdo when we are exercising. And so, easier said than done, right? The second option is we increase our antioxidant intake. This is where nutrition becomes medicine. Eating colorful fruits and vegetables, getting good sleep, staying hydrated, and adding plant-based compounds like cannabinoids and crepe polyphenols, that's how we start tipping the scale back in our favor. That's the power of bringing the scale back into the balance. It's not about perfection. It's about support, protection, and making smart choices every day. Because just like in everything else, consistency is the key. It's not just that we decide to be good today. We have to make the same decision over and over again every day. If we think about the apple for a minute, the one that was turning brown in the kitchen. Now, let's imagine that same browning, the cellular decay happening quietly inside our bodies. So not just on the skin, but in our most vital systems, our heart and brain and eyes, for example. This slide shows exactly that. Oxidative stress isn't just a surface issue. It impacts the proteins that your body depends on every day. And when I discuss proteins here, I am referencing enzymes and different biochemical compounds in your body that are responsible for many different functions. So let's start with the heart. When free radicals attack these enzymes or proteins involved in cholesterol metabolism, it can lead to arteriosclerosis. That's the hardening of the arteries. It's one of the major causes of cardiovascular disease, which, by the way, is the number one cause of death globally, responsible for over 17 million deaths every year, according to the World Health Organization. Then there's the brain. Oxidative damage to proteins like amyloid is strongly linked to the progression of Alzheimer's disease. In fact, research shows today that people with Alzheimer's have significantly higher levels of oxidative stress in their brain tissue. Right now, more than 55 million people worldwide are living with dementia. And Alzheimer's makes up about 60 to 70% of those cases. How about your eyes? We may not have heard of rhodopsin, but it's a protein that helps your eyes respond to light. It's essential for vision. Free radical damage to rhodopsin protein and the proteins in your eye lens can contribute to macular degeneration and cataracts. And if we think about this, age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 50. In developed countries, cataracts that affects more than 65 million people globally, many requiring surgery just to see clearly again. So this is why oxidative stress isn't just a concept, it's a root cause behind many of the most common and serious chronic diseases we face today. It's also why addressing it early, consistently, and naturally is one of the smartest things we can do for long-term well-being. Because unlike the apple, we do have a choice in how fast we age and what kind of health we carry into our future. Now, let's move into the very core of our biology, our DNA. If proteins are the workers in your body, DNA is the instruction manual. It's the master blueprint that tells our cells what to do, how to function, and how to repair. But here's the critical part. Free radicals can damage DNA, just like they damage proteins and tissues. When our DNA gets damaged by oxidative stress, it's like spilling ink on the pages of that instruction manual. The instructions get scrambled. Our cells might start producing the wrong proteins, or worse, stop functioning properly altogether. Over time, this can result in genetic mutations, small changes that can snowball into serious diseases. One major consequence of this kind of damage is cancer. According to the World Health Organization, oxidative stress plays a significant role in the development of at least 13 types of cancer, including breast, prostate, and colon cancers. And globally, cancer is responsible for around 10 million deaths per year. And that number continues to rise. Another major concern is the role of DNA damage in cardiovascular disease, so heart disease. When the cells in our blood vessels are damaged at the genetic level, it contributes to inflammation and plaque buildup. And again, we are talking about the number one killer globally. But it's not just about disease, it's also about how we age. We may have heard of something called telomeres. These are protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes, kind of like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time our cells divide, these caps get a little shorter. But when oxidative stress speeds up the damage, telomeres shorten more rapidly, and that's one of the key markers of premature aging. In fact, there was a study published again in the Lancet Oncology, and that found that people with high levels of oxidative stress had significantly shorter telomeres, and that translated into a biological age that was up to 10 years older than their actual age. So, what does it mean for you and me, for every day? We may be feeling older than we are. Our recovery is lower, immunity is weaker, we are more fatigued, and we are in a higher risk of age-related diseases earlier in life. And this is important, it's not inevitable. By supporting your body's natural defense systems and reducing oxidative stress, we can protect our DNA, slow down telomere shortening, and give our body a much better shot at healthy aging. And the good news, the very good news is that that's exactly what we will be looking at next, how P3 and muscadine work together to support this inner protection. The most important defenders in our body are our immune cells. Our immune system is like an army It's designed to recognize invaders like bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens, and then mount a response to protect us. But the problem is, when immune cells are damaged by free radicals, they don't function the way they should. Think of your immune cells as a little army of soldiers, trained, efficient, and alert. But if oxidative stress hits them hard enough, it's like putting fogged up glasses on their soldiers. Suddenly, they can't clearly see the enemy. Their ability to recognize pathogens is compromised. Their communication gets slower, and their inflammatory response becomes erratic, not just weaker, but sometimes also too aggressive. We may get sick more often. Our body may not recover as quickly. We could experience chronic inflammation even when there is no real reason for our immune system to be reactive. And this leads to a cascade of symptoms. And most of them we are all familiar with. We have swelling, body pain, like seen in conditions like arthritis or fibromyalgia. We have fatigue that doesn't go away with rest, which is a key sign in many chronic conditions. Even mood disorders like depression, which is now increasingly understood to have an inflammatory and oxidative stress component. And it's not rare. According to CDC, more than 40% of adults in the United States live with at least one chronic inflammatory condition every day, whether that's arthritis, diabetes, asthma, or inflammatory bowel disease. A major review published in Frontiers in Immunology found that oxidative stress plays a central role in weakening immune cell function and promoting low-grade chronic inflammation, the kind that silently simmers in the background for years before symptoms show up. I remember speaking with the mother of two children. We had a conversation after years of being sick constantly, colds, sinus infections, body aches, brain fog. The children were and continued uh, to be sick. And they had tried everything from antibiotics to diet changes. And in the end, given that this family was suffering from not only these different symptoms and things that made them just simply feel not well, they started to suffer from the related issues. Things were just feeling like they were too difficult all the time, and so they started searching for different options. They had tried just about everything, and then they ended up finding hemp, and actually it all started with CBD. And the conversation that I had with them was that they felt that once they really started looking into all of this and realized how big of a difference a balanced body can make in the way it reacts to different threats that are normal for all of us, but especially for children, they found solutions that made them feel that they were getting their life back. The goal in here is just as it was for them, the goal is that we have to keep our shield strong and our immune system sharp. And so P3 and muscadine are natural compounds that can help protect our immune cells, bring that balance back, and then give us a feeling of having ownership of our own body, of our own well-being. So let's take a step back and look at the big picture. This is a graph from the World Health Organization, and I have specifically here looked at Finland, though the data is very similar for all the Western or most of the Western world. What's striking about this data is how much it has shifted over time. A few centuries ago, people mostly died from sudden causes, infections, accidents, childbirth, even attacks. Life was unpredictable, but it was fast. Today, it's almost the opposite. We're not dying quickly, we're dying slowly, often from conditions that develop silently over years or, in some cases, even decades. If we look at the top causes here, cardiovascular disease is number one, responsible for about 37% of all deaths in Finland, and that's nearly equal for both men and women. Cancer is number two. And third, we see diseases like the nervous system, including dementia and Alzheimer's disease. What do these all have in common? They are all strongly linked to chronic oxidative stress. They're not random events. These are diseases that build up due to lifetime of exposure to free radical damage, often starting years before the first symptoms appear. It's again like the apple. The decay starts quietly on the inside, long before we notice anything on the surface. And that this is a modern epidemic. The slow breakdown of our cells, our organs, and our systems, caused by years of stress, pollution, poor nutrition, lack of sleep, and other lifestyle factors that tip the balance. What it means for us is that if oxidative stress is at the root of all these major diseases, then addressing oxidative stress is one of the most powerful ways to protect our health. We're not just talking about avoiding illness, we're talking about preserving our quality of life, our energy, our independence, and our ability to live fully as we age. And so, it is very important that we make smart choices when we are choosing products to support ourselves. Because the products we choose are strategic tools for actually a lifelong wellness. So, now that we understand what oxidative stress is and how deeply it affects our health, let's talk about what we can actually do about it. Canave has developed two remarkable products to help us combat oxidative stress in a natural and effective way. And the first one I want to introduce to you is P3, also known as Pure Plant Power. Now, if you know Canave, you know we made our name with cannabinoids, compounds like CBD, CBG, that work in harmony with our body's own endocannabinoid system. P3 is one of our most advanced cannabinoid oils. But it is so much more than just CBD. P3 is a synergistic formula. At its core, we have a high concentration of broad spectrum cannabinoids, meaning it includes a full range of naturally occurring compounds from the hemp plant, except THC. These cannabinoids help bring the body back into balance, support the immune system, reduce inflammation, and protect the nervous system. But what really makes P3 unique is the addition of a very potent blend of botanical extracts, herbs, and roots that have been used in traditional medicine for centuries for their antioxidant properties. Ingredients like turmeric root. It's known for its ability to neutralize free radicals. Ashwagandha, an adaptogen that helps the body resist stress. Ginger, supporting digestion and circulation. And others like myrcene, a terpene that enhances cellular protection and has calming effects. Each of these botanicals are very powerful on their own, but together, combined with cannabinoids, they create a multi-layered shield against oxidative stress. So the truly exciting thing in all of this is P3 being as amazing mix of botanical as it is. It's not just a random combination. It is a very strategic formulation. At the core of the development of this product was to put together something that can support our body's natural ability to regenerate and restore, but also to combat oxidative stress and reduce inflammation, both very damaging threats for our well-being. The first key principle in the product really is synergy. When Cannabinoids and antioxidants are combined. It is not just about stacking the benefits, it is creating a multiplier effect. CBD will help regulate our body's balance through the endocannabinoid system. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals and reduce cellular damage. Together, they support pain relief, better stress resilience, and powerful anti-aging effects. And that's not just in theory. This is not only on paper, it is also what the users of this amazing product are constantly discussing. There's a lot of people who take P3 to help manage joint discomfort, tension, headaches, but also because they feel it helps them think clearer, sleep deeper, and just simply feel better. There is a part of this product that links to bioavailability. It's a very trendy word, biohacking word, actually. It is about the absorption capacity of our body and how a formulation of a product can support that. We have to be honest. It doesn't matter really how amazing a product is on paper if our body can't absorb it. So with P3, it has been ensured that the active ingredients are delivered in a form our body can actually use quickly and effectively. It's about defending our body from the inside out, giving us the plant power we need to stay strong, sharp, and resilient in a stressful world. So if we take a look at the individual ingredients, we should start with the sea buckthorn oil. It's a bright orange little berry growing in some of the harshest climates on earth. In Tibet, in northern Scandinavia, it's a very special little berry packed with omega-7 fatty acids and antioxidants like beta-carotene. Traditionally, it's been used to help with skin regeneration, digestion, and immune health. So it's a nutrient bomb from nature's Arctic garden. Then we have hemp oil macerate. It's a gentle infusion of the hemp plant into a carrier oil, capturing not only cannabinoids but also fat-soluble plant nutrients. It's calming, nourishing, and helps support the body's endocannabinoid tone. Of course, no cannabis product would be complete without hemp extract, rich in CBD and other cannabinoids. This is the backbone of P3's balancing effect. These compounds talk directly to the endocannabinoid system in our body. And as we all know, it is a system that touches everything from mood and pain to sleep, digestion, and immune response. Then we have piperine. It comes from black pepper. It's often called the bioavailability booster, and for good reason. Piperine has been shown to increase absorption of turmeric and other nutrients by up to 2000%. It's the key that unlocks the full potential of the other ingredients. And then if we speak about turmeric, we cannot bypass curcumin. It's one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds on the planet. It's used for hundreds and hundreds of years in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicines. Turmeric is like nature's response to pain, swelling, and cellular aging. We have rosehip extract, bringing a deep antioxidant punch, especially in vitamin C, which also supports collagen production and skin health. I always say if our skin is tired and dull, rosehip knows what to do. And then we have natural vitamins E, K2, and D. E is essential for protecting cell membranes. K2 helps direct calcium to the bones instead of the arteries. It's crucial for heart and bone health. And vitamin D, it's not just a vitamin, it's a hormone that regulates everything from immune response to mood. And guess what? Most adults in Northern Europe are deficient in vitamin D, especially during the darker winter months. Ginger is another warming anti-inflammatory powerhouse. It supports digestion, soothes muscles, helps improve circulation. It's, it is also a great um, ingredient for calming nausea and boosting immune strength. Then we have essential oils in the product, lemon oil, not just for flavor, but for its cleansing and mood lifting properties. It brings brightness to the formula, both in taste and in effect. Now, finally, I would like to stop for a second with a terpene that we get from the hemp extract. Myrcene is a terpene found in hemp and actually also in mangoes, among some other plants. It's often associated with relaxation, pain relief, and anti-inflammatory effects. It's also believed to help cannabinoids cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively. So myrcene is the tool in this product that lowers the blood-brain barrier, allowing CBD to enter your brain tissue, which means that you can fully benefit from the neuroprotective properties of the CBD in this product and of the antioxidant benefits from not only CBD, but also the other micronutrients, phytonutrients in the product. So this isn't just a supplement. It's a carefully curated plant orchestra. There, every ingredient has a role to play, and together they create harmony for the whole body. This image is saying a lot. This young woman at the beach is happy, balanced, calm, centered. She looks whole. And I think that really is the message of this entire talk tonight. You have the ability to become your body's best partner. And your body already knows exactly what to do. It's incredibly intelligent. It's equipped with systems that are built to protect you from the inside out. Think about your immune system, your antioxidant defense system, your endocannabinoid system. All of these are constantly working to restore balance, fight off threats, and keep you functioning at your best. We just need to support these systems, especially today, in a world full of different causes for stress. I think my favorite way to describe all of this is to say that our body is like a high-performance vehicle. If you give it dirty fuel and skip the maintenance, it's going to struggle. But if you nourish your body with the right input, the performance is amazing. There's energy, there's clarity, there's vitality, there's resilience, and with that comes well-being and happiness. So the question of the day is, are you being a good partner for your body? Now, let's meet the other half of our dynamic duo, muscadine. Muscadine is not just a grape. It's a nutritional powerhouse, and it's one of the most antioxidant-rich fruits in nature. In fact, muscadine grapes contain up to 40 times more antioxidants than ordinary grapes, especially resveratrol. Ellagic acid is there too, and quercetin, which are among the most researched natural compounds for disease prevention and anti-aging. And what makes this even more amazing is that cannabis muscadine face and body oil brings all of these benefits to your skin and tissues through a topical application while still creating positive ripple effects throughout your whole body. So I'm going to give you a quick tour on what muscadine can do. First, it reduces oxidative stress, directly helping your skin and tissues defend against free radical damage. It helps revitalize our energy levels because it's reducing cellular stress. Our body doesn't have to use all its energy fighting internal damage. That means there's more room for you to feel better. It also boosts cardiovascular health. Antioxidants like ellagic acid help reduce inflammation in blood vessels and support healthy cholesterol levels. A study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry showed that muscadine extract helped improve vascular function and blood lipid profiles, which both are important markers of heart health. It increases blood flow, which helps nourish your tissues and support brain and even your sexual function. Better circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients throughout your entire body. Speaking of the brain, muscadine's polyphenols, they have been shown to protect neurons from oxidative damage and reduce age-related decline. Some studies even point to improved memory and cognitive processing when using muscadine extract regularly. It supports your immune system. The antioxidants in muscadine work as immune modulators. They help your body respond properly to inflammation, infection, and allergens. So all of this in one elegant antioxidant-rich oil that can be used topically on the skin or even massaged into tired joints and muscles. We have more and more user stories of muscadine in connection to dry skin, in connection to early signs of aging. And then because originally this product for cannabis was developed as a supplement, and people use it as a supplement in many parts of the world, especially in the United States. We hear that it doesn't just help us look good, it helps us feel good, move better, and it helps us protect what matters the most, our long-term vitality. Muscadine isn't just another fruit. It's not exactly a grape that is used to create wine like other grapes are. It's one of the most resilient and ancient superfruits known to mankind. In fact, on a small island off the coast of North Carolina, there's a single muscadine vine that is over 430 years old, still alive, still growing, and it is believed to be the oldest cultivated grapevine in the United States. Muscadine grapes grow exclusively in the southeastern United States, where conditions are harsh. Extreme humidity, high heat, nutrient-poor soil. We would think that that would make plants weaker, but instead, it does the opposite. Because of its environment, the muscadine grape has evolved to be extraordinarily tough. It grows without pesticides or herbicides, and it thrives where other plants would struggle, just like we hear of hemp. And to survive, muscadine developed a natural defense system, including incredibly high levels of antioxidants, polyphenols, and protective plant compounds. And here's the fun fact. Muscadine grapes have 20 pairs of chromosomes compared to just 19 in traditional wine grapes. That extra genetic material is believed to contribute to the robust structure, thick skin, and potent antioxidant profile. It's almost like nature gave muscadine a little extra armor. And that armor translates into natural immunity, not just for the plant, but for you and me. When we use muscadine topically or internally, we benefit from the same compounds that have protected this plant for hundreds of years. In my opinion, that's a remarkable gift. So when we talk about muscadine at Canave, we are not just talking about skincare or antioxidants. We are talking about a living legacy of natural resilience, a superfruit with centuries of survival wisdom, captured and bottled in its most potent form. It's heritage. It's also science and it's protection. And it's one of the best tools we have to support our bodies in this modern world. Now that we know the story behind muscadine, the grape, let's look at numbers. We measure antioxidant power using something called the ORAC scale, short for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Simple terms means that it tells us how good a food or substance is at neutralizing free radicals. So how does muscadine stack up? It's 3 times more powerful than wine grapes. Yeah, the ones people often say are healthy in red wine. It's 5 times stronger than acai berries, and they are already hailed as a superfood. It's 24 times more stronger than blueberries, and we all know how famous blueberries are for their antioxidant content. And get this, muscadine is 52 times stronger than noni juice, which is widely marketed for its health benefits. 52 times stronger. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't hype. These numbers are backed by over $21 million in clinical research. Scientists across the United States and globally are now calling muscadine the darling of antioxidant research because it's not just powerful, it's versatile. There's over 100 different antioxidants in the grape, including ellagic acid, resveratrol, and quercetin, plus a range of rare phytochemicals we can't easily find in any other plants. And the results of this research? They're nothing short of amazing. Muscadine has shown positive effects in areas of cardiovascular health, cellular aging, brain function, immune modulation, and even metabolic regulation. One particularly exciting discovery is its potential role in blocking the formation of body fat, especially in the abdominal area, which we know is linked to a higher risk of chronic disease. So, researchers are calling muscadine a complete antioxidant matrix, meaning it doesn't just work in one area of the body, it is showing promise across multiple systems. And because it's a whole plant extract, our bodies know exactly how to recognize and use it effectively. So, whether we're using it topically or internally, we're giving our body access to one of the most potent natural defenses ever studied, and doing so in a way that is safe, clean, and rooted in centuries of tradition. So at Canavay, the muscadine oil in United States is sold as a supplement. The same exact oil produced on the same exact product line in the same batches is registered as a skin and body oil. That is because registering it as a supplement in Europe would be very complicated because of the fact that it only grows in one part of the world and it is so potent that it's really not widely known yet, except in the medical research world. Now, there are a lot of Canavay brand ambassadors and customers who have chosen to use it as a supplement oil also in Europe. But it has all the same effects to your body also through your skin, for example, through your face. So it's really a product worth getting to know, especially now when it comes in a beautiful little promotional package together with the P3. Now that we've explored the science behind P3 and muscadine, let's talk about the real magic. These slides where you can see the human brain, the head with all these little cogwheels. This is a slide where I'm going to share with you my thoughts on all of this. So now we're going to focus on the magic of what happens when you take them together every day. If we think of our body as a garden, every day it faces sun, wind, drought, weeds, pests, all the things that wear it down over time. To keep that garden vibrant and growing, we need two things: strong roots and strong protective layer. P3 is like tending the roots. It works deep inside our system, supporting our endocannabinoid system, balancing inflammation, feeding our cells with cannabinoids and plant-based antioxidants. So it keeps our inner balance strong. Muscadine is like protecting the leaves and the fruit. It works from the outside in, shielding our cells from oxidative stress and nourishing our skin. And when we use them together, we are supporting our body from both angles, internal and external, biochemical and cellular. These two products are meant to be taken together because, well, let's face it, we are all aging. We are all exposed to stress, toxins, and inflammation. But how we age, how we feel, move, and function is something we can influence every single day. If we make the P3 and muscadine combo part of our daily routine, we are giving our body exactly what it needs to protect, repair, and perform. And we are investing in our health now and for the years to come. It's not about being perfect, it's about being proactive. And in a world full of stress and slow decline, proactivity is a key to better results. So, this is our final slide. And the reason many of us are here tonight. From June 1st to June 30th, we are offering a special promotion we call the Powerful Duo. A carefully crafted combination of P3 and muscadine available together at a significant discount. Normally, in the science and products calls, I don't refer to promotional offers. But here I couldn't bypass it because I believe this is our chance to experience the full potential of these two products and the full potential of what can be done by taking care of our bodies. P3 supports our body from the inside. Muscadine protects and rejuvenates from the outside. Together they work like a well-synchronized team, giving our body the support it needs to fight oxidative stress, boost vitality, and age with grace and strength. Whether we're looking to improve our energy, reduce pain and inflammation, brighten our skin, strengthen our immunity, or simply feel more like ourselves again, the duo is designed for us. I always say that it's one thing to understand the science, it's another thing to actually feel the results. And right now, we can do that with an exclusive June only offer. So if you're curious, if you're ready to start taking better care of your health, or if you've been waiting for the right moment, this is it. We should not miss the opportunity to experience the most powerful internal and external pairing from cannabis ever to be introduced. So I would like to encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you here today. Have a conversation, place your order, and make this month the one where you step fully into your health journey, because feeling your best doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes the right tools and the decision to start.